All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I am the Lower Paxton Township Manager. In typical fashion, I'm going to give a brief summary of this evening's agenda, particularly for the benefit of those who may be watching at home on television as the board gets seated here. This is a business session of the board. A number of items are on the agenda. First, to include under new business, action to award a contract for cleaning services at the Municipal Center and Public Works and Sewer facilities. Next, an action similarly awarding a contract for cleaning services, this time at the Township Parks. Following that, under subdivision and land development, the board will take action to adopt a number of resolutions, each of which pertain to acceptance of various portions of roadways relating to various developments within the township, and that is an action item that is taken every year. And then following that, Resolution 2024-20, which essentially wraps all those various dedications up in a package that would allow us to send that to the Dauphin County Clerk of Court's office. Finally, the board will take action to approve improvement guarantees, the payment of township and authority bills, then hear any last announcements before finally adjourning. With all that said, members of the board are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors. We will have the Pledge of Allegiance by Supervisor Zumas.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Thank you, Norm. We'll have the approval of the minutes from the June 11th, 2024 workshop. Are there any questions from the board?
So moved.
Okay, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak under public comment? All I ask is that you come to the podium, you give your name and your address, and if you're speaking on something that is on the agenda, we would appreciate that you would wait until that agenda item. So with that said, is there anybody that would like to speak? Mr. Miller?
I'll keep it very brief. Bill Miller, 4311 Crestview. On the state of the roads in the township, I was on Devonshire and I noticed that I called Veolia today. They dug it up again on Saturday or Sunday. It was the third leak there, as I recalled, and she agreed with that. And what they did was a bad patch. When I think of our first responders, they got to go on a call. I hit that thing and I took a shot, and I was like, how can they continue? And I'm not just, a couple other companies, but boy, when some of these things are dug up, there's a real live compaction schedule that these contractors should be following to at least make it safe. And then you come back in 30 days and you do your final whatever, you put in your AC-20. It should be smooth. They're far less than smooth. And I really thought a guy on a motorcycle, I don't know what all the rules are, and these little bikey things, these electric things, you wouldn't last a second, if you hit that. So I wanted to bring it to the attention, and they should have called the township within, 1 or 2 days of working time, I'm told, and let them know. They got to cut the road. No one's going to doubt that, but should be notified and maybe get one of your, I know you have guys that watch the compaction, and I think that's, I remember what happened on Londonderry. I just drove down Locust Lane coming out from the high school, and it was still, it's not paved, it's a rocket ride.
That's probably going to be about 20, that's a state road. Probably going to be 2026. Unfortunately, when the utilities do come in and dig up, all they have to pave is what they have dug up. So I'm going to ask Mr. Gottschall, do we in the Public Works, does somebody go out there and inspect what they've paved to meet, our specifications for the road?
No. I mean, we don't have the staffing to be able to kind of pull that off at the current moment, but the short answer is no.
Okay. Are you looking for a job?
Oh, yeah. I'd watch them.
I mean, because if they're not being paved to meet the other pieces of the road and it could cause an accident, you know, that's a township road, we don't want to be liable for
And
that.
there's milling ordinances, I know. I
Right.
know the paving contractors don't follow them on driveways in the township. That's a whole nother scenario where there's a lot of tear out I've never talked about. We also dug up Santo, S-A-N-T-O, off of Colonial Club. I hit that. That was waffled. Again, they could just do a little bit better job. But you have to tell these guys, you dig up our roads, try to do a little bit better job when you're putting it back together. Because I know we had the big debacle down there at the next development, the developer, the Deal Farm, 705. And that was so bad that they actually, I called and they brought in a company out of E-Town and they redid the whole thing. It was a really bad patch. And as we move down into Goose Valley, I'll send this to Tim, but as we
Okay.
move down to Goose Valley Road, there's been subsidence there too, where the road, when they brought their drains down through under Colonial Club, and then as you turn on to Goose Valley, it's waffled too. I mean, it just seems that why don't these repairs and these installs last? You're not getting 5 years out of them.
Right.
And so what's the limitation on these jobs? 3 years, 5 years? Maybe the contractors that do work should be held accountable, like with the sewers. I don't know what that deal is, but I mean, we used to have a guy watching those sewer installations.
Well, we have inspector, you know,
Right.
there's inspectors with the
Correct.
sewer.
And just that they do everything, try to do a little bit better. 'Cause
What's our leverage, Brad? What do we?
Yeah,
Can we do?
well, I mean, certainly one of the things that we have been doing, and we did last year for the first time, and I hate to say it this way, but it's actually a pretty innovative program, which is to start working more with the utilities on, as we've been referring to, and the board is aware, the fee in lieu, what we had referred to as the fee in lieu program, where instead of having these utility companies go out and pave their own projects once they're done, do a temporary pave instead and provide the money that they would have spent on paving instead to the township so that we can more adequately pave that stretch of road, but also take a look at that funding model across the township spectrum. Because we may not need that road paved to the best degree if the township has a plan in 2 years to come down that road on our own to repave it anyway. So we're trying to do that sort of program, a fee in lieu with these utilities to try to effectuate some of these major projects. And
We're
and
not.
so we hope-
We're not doing it yet.
we did it for the first time last year.
With what
And
utility?
it was Veolia. They were the first ones to actually take part in that program, and I mean, it was a great success. I mean, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of benefit to the township.
And
that
we
would've-
did the work, and
We
we
did
did
the
it
work.
the way we wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was temporarily patched. They did
Yeah.
the
They
They
patching,
did what they
Right.
had to
but
do.
they gave us the money to make the final improvement, and so it was a great
Outside
success.
of that, though, since the vast majority we're not doing that. Outside of that, what is our leverage for telling them to do a better job?
We are in the process of updating our road cut permit
Okay.
our ordinance, to make it more, I'm not going to say, because the utilities will be calling us tomorrow, but more in line with something that PennDOT does, because they have a very strict and very detailed road cut law. And so we're looking to update our ordinance to be more in line, not to the same degree, but more in line with a PennDOT spec.
Okay.
Well, and I
So-
think that's good, because I remember Londonderry, we overlaid that for $90,000, and like 2 years later, the water company came in and they
Tore it up.
tore it up. Yeah.
And I, in the conversation with the water company, the individual with whom I was speaking, kind of blurted out that main is bad. It's broken 3 times, and they just don't have the money, and they're planning. So you're going to have the same thing, I should say, perhaps.
Again.
Plan ahead, ask the right questions. I mean, I wonder if they'd be straightforward. Hey, we got to replace all that here, and so they give you enough time to plan, get your specifications down, because that's going to have a huge impact on travel there too. That's a real
And the
bad.
motorists are also the ratepayers, so the motorists are already paying.
Correct.
paying for the service. They're the same people, and yeah, whatever we can do.
And Brad, we're trying to work with them as a township to try and get them to get in contact with us, like way before, unless there's a water main break that has to be taken care of. But as far as the replacing, way before, in case, we are going to be doing that road or, so we are trying to work with them, with the different utility companies.
Yeah, I had convened a meeting, which we then started to do a quarterly meeting, which included the township, Susquehanna Township. We invited Swedera Township, West Hanover, and all the utilities and developers within the township, so that we could start to plan out, and even so much as we can, even get a map together of planned development and utility and township work within a certain period of time. So we've had some success in kind of corralling those various companies and organizations, and we are starting to work more with one another to do that pre-planning. So yes.
Did they all send a
Most of them did. Most of them
good.
did.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, PA One Call was there.
that's a good start, that
yeah.
they know that we're concerned about that.
Yeah. It has since moved now to PennDOT. PennDOT is now actually kind of hosting those meetings. So we're seeing some interested engagement there.
Okay. Well, if you want to, Mr. Miller, you could always forward that, the information to Tim.
I'll give him the location.
Yeah, and then
he's real
maybe
good.
if he has a chance, he can go out and we can see what we can.
My main impetus was the fact I thought about first responders. I mean,
Right.
it's something they wouldn't expect to see from one day to the next, unless they were on patrol then or an ambulance or something. I just thought, boy, it seemed dangerous to me.
Is that Devonshire on the north side?
Devonshire, right above those new apartments. Horton, the guy built that little thing in the ground there along his house. On the right, as you're heading up to Best Buy, you'd make a left to go into the Kmart Church.
Oh, yeah.
It's Horton. There's like Smith and Care, and you come up.
Right. Oh, okay. You had said
And it's
Devonshire,
on
so it's up
and
there.
somebody
Okay.
did a lot of overlay on the left side against the sidewalk side. But I just thought, man, you don't know what's coming, and you're in a hurry. You're trying to do the right thing, and the wrong thing's going to happen, perhaps.
Especially at night.
Yeah,
Pardon? Yeah.
if it's dark.
So I guess the goal is pave it well enough that it can take somebody responding to something. They're not going to have a problem, Not this lumpy stuff. It was pretty bad.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Thanks, Bill.
Is there anybody else under public comment? Don't all jump up at one time. Okay. All right, we're good. Just wanted to announce that the board did meet in executive session. Tonight we had some information from our public safety director. Chairman and board member comments. Board members, do we have any comments? Okay, I do. We're sad that K9 Chase, one of our K9s, is retiring after 8 years. And, they work really hard. They're jumping in and out of those SUVs, and we help other departments out. So we thank him for his 8 years of work, that he worked really hard for Lower Paxton Township. Sad to see him go, but like Officer Rex that retired last September, Chase needs to rest and relax also. So if you see Mike, please tell him we wished him the best with, he's going to have a good home. He won't be working anymore, so an officer, Mike will take very good care of him. Good. We want to thank all the people that came out for National Night Out last Tuesday. What a beautiful night. It was a hard call the week before, do we or don't we? And I think it worked out that we did. They're saying over 1,000 people were there. I mean, it was very busy, and we thank all of our first responders, the police, the fire, the ambulance. Thank you for the police department for, taking care of everything. So it was a great evening and a beautiful evening. I think it would have been a little bit cooler tonight, but it all worked out in the end. Let me see what else we have. The board also attended Nothing Bundt Cakes ribbon cutting on Thursday. The store opened up at the Colonial Commons, and we want to thank Karen Hummer, who is the owner for picking Lower Paxton Township to put her business in. She's also a native of the township and a graduate of Central Dauphin High School, and her husband's a graduate of East High. So we thank them for bringing their business into the township. Okay, managers report.
Madam Chair, members of the board, I have no official meeting update this evening.
That's your best report this year.
Thank you, sir.
He usually doesn't have anything. Old business, we have nothing. New business. Action to award a contract for cleaning services at the Municipal Center, the Public Works, and the sewer facilities to J&A Maintenance Services, Inc. I'm not too sure who's going to handle this. Mr. Miller.
I will take that. Thank you, Madam Chair. So I'm going to discuss these two action items together. You have a second action item in relation to a parks cleaning contract, but since they correlated together for the bid, I'll discuss them in total here. So we had, I guess you could say, similar to the bid package put out for the solid waste and recycling services, we stepped back in the cleaning bids and really started to bifurcate the individual locations as well as do some alternates for the parks. Flashback, we had our municipal center and public works and sewer departments outsource cleaning back through 2020 with the closure of the Friendship Center. We absorbed staff in the Friendship Center to clean here on a part-time basis. The individual that is remaining doing that work is preparing to retire. So this became kind of the perfect time to reach out and see what the market would bear in relation to services, and we were very pleased with the results. So in relation to those services, we've been out for a combination contract that is your first action tonight, which is a municipal center, public works building, and sewer operations building. And those bids have come back. I believe that's Service Master is the contract we would recommend for awarding for contract 3. It was a low bid at $45,780. The two of these contracts together keep us actually very budget neutral in relation to these costs of transitioning part-time individuals and supply costs versus the third-party costs that we'll have to perform the services. And in relation to the second action for the parks, we have park attendants assisting with the cleaning. Again, with the uptick quite significantly with park events, their time is really focused on ensuring that individuals get their reservations in place and they're policing the areas for cleanings rather than the thorough cleaning of the public restrooms at a number of our parks facilities. So again, we did have a cleaning company for a bit of time. It didn't work out too well about 2 years ago, and this one we're hopeful will work out very well. This, as you'll notice, is not the low bidder on the parks, but it's the lowest qualified bidder because of meeting the bid requirements and the bid bond.
Okay. Any questions from the board members? Yes, Ms. Thompson.
So, I guess, two things. The municipal center, how often will that be cleaned?
It's cleaned on a rotating basis depending on what parts of the building. Most areas are cleaned twice a week. Some are done 3 times a week. Depends on high traffic or whatnot.
Okay.
We put a pretty exhaustive schedule together that would rotate for the buildings, and there's even less cleanings in public works and sewer due to less public access and usage.
Okay. And does that include downstairs, the police facility?
That is correct. Even the shower areas, all the restroom facilities, changing areas, and all the working areas.
And then moving on to the park facilities, how often would they get cleaned?
They are a daily basis during the busy seasons.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Are they emptying the trash cans also, Mr. Miller? Is that part of it?
At the physical restrooms themselves, yes, but not throughout the parks. That will continue to be done by public works and or
Okay.
park attendants.
Okay. And then here in sewer and the public works, does everybody empty their own trash cans, or will the cleaning service be doing that?
I think that's a routine basis. They won't do that daily. It'll be
Okay.
probably once, maybe twice a week.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to award the contract for the sewer, public works, and the municipal center to J&A Maintenance?
I do have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
I'm
see your
sorry.
hand go up. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. As I look at the bid tally form, I don't see J&A anywhere. Am I not looking right?
Yeah, we have to go to the next agenda item. Yeah, here.
Well, I'm looking at the item underneath J and A, awarding it. I don't see J and A in either one, actually. I don't
It's
see,
Service Master, and then I'm afraid to click this for fear it'll go off.
I don't see J and A anywhere. Am I not looking?
The first action was the Service Master who was awarded, and it's Service Master, but is it J&A Maintenance?
Yes, I apologize. It's J&A Maintenance doing business as Service Master.
Okay.
My apologies.
All right.
Got it?
Let's roll.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
roll.
Okay, so I can, I'll ask for a motion to award the cleaning services to the Service Master, which is part of J&A Maintenance Services, Inc., for the sewer, the Public Works, and the Municipal Center.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Action to award a contract for cleaning services at the Township Parks to Reliable Cleaners 717 LLC, as Mr. Miller has presented. Is there any questions from the board? Make sure I'm looking. Good? Everybody's good? Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Subdivision and land development. We have an action to adopt Resolution 2024-17, authorizing the acceptance of portions of Finch Lane, Painted Sky Drive, Snavely Court of the Huntley Development Phase 1. Mr. Gutschall?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this resolution, as well as all the next two resolutions, pertain to the acceptance of various portions of roadway within the township, as the board does annually, particularly at this time of year. Developers are kind of geared up to, turn over for dedication these roadways, which have been planned as public roadways within their various developments. Each of these resolutions and packages of dedication have been reviewed by our township engineers, the Township Public Works Department, as well as the Township Community Development Department and attorneys, and they all stand ready for board action and acceptance this evening. And other than that, I'd be happy to help answer any questions you may have on any of them.
Fire
questions?
department has signed off.
Yes, each one of them have been reviewed by Public Works and as well as the emergency, the Public Safety Department.
Thank you.
And poor Mr. Knoll, till we're done here, we'd have 216 miles of roads. So how many miles is all these going to be? But-
So,
Yeah. Yes, Ms. Thompson.
so, this is my first situation where we're taking over roads. So when we take over these roads, what are the responsibilities that come with taking over these roads?
Yeah, it's a great question. All of the responsibilities that are typically conveyed by the township to include,
Street cleaning?
street cleaning,
Snow removal?
snow removal,
Fixing the
annual
roads,
maintenance, yep.
Cleaning out the drains if they
So
have drains.
nothing is retained by the developer
No.
as far as road maintenance goes.
Not as far as road maintenance is
Yeah,
concerned.
so
right.
that's essentially it, like, whatever you can think of, it's
We
ours
would
now.
take it over. And they have very strict rules and regulations before we do take them over. So they're all, the ones that we have before us tonight, they're all meeting, all of those, so. We just keep adding the roads. Okay, do I have a motion to adopt resolution 2024-17?
So moved.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Action to adopt Resolution 2024-18, authorizing the acceptance of portions of Allison Road, Vanessa Drive of the Blue Ridge Development Phase 3. And again, Mr. Gutschall doesn't need to explain, it's the exact same thing. We will be responsible for everything on that road.
One of my concerns about the Blue Ridge roads is I understand that some of the residents are concerned about the grading going on, that went on that road, and that water is sitting on those roads, and that they're having to use extra sump pumps in their homes to address how the water is flowing into the basements of their homes. So
Yeah, I don't know
I
what
just
that,
need to state
I don't-
that for the record.
okay. I don't know, would that be coming from the roads? I think that's more stormwater. Brad?
Yeah, I mean, again, our engineers had reviewed this. They went out to the site and they meet spec, they meet the plan.
Is stormwater part of those?
Yes, in street stormwater, yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the letter, and I read it in detail. So,
Letter,
from HRG,
okay. Yeah, I mean, so the engineer has reviewed it, and, I mean, it meets spec, and it is per plan. Relative to any resident complaints, I'm not particularly aware of those concerns. But as far as our review of it, it does meet spec.
Did the, if I may ask, did the residents come to you individually, or where did you hear about this?
so when the residents, they've been here. If you remember that group that was here.
Oh, that was
That was for the
absolutely storm,
apartments.
and that was stormwater.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm just leading up to answering your question. So when they were here, that was something else that was mentioned at the end, off the record, as they were leaving, as another concern.
So they didn't bring it up in the meeting, because I don't remember anybody
I don't-
saying that there was an issue
Yeah.
with road drainage.
So you're
You know.
saying off the record, so they did not come to the podium and make
No,
us
they didn't.
aware?
Exactly.
Okay, well, they need to come to the meeting, or they need to get in touch with, Mr. Gutschall, so that we, what their concerns are, because we don't know what their concerns are if they don't come to us.
Well, and it'll be our road.
Yeah.
So if it's an actual problem, we'll be the ones, they'll know who to come to, because it'll be our road now.
Now, when you say a letter, what do you mean by a letter? You
There's
saw the
a letter in the packet from HRG.
Oh,
that's
okay.
attached. It's in the agenda.
Right.
Right. Yeah, so they signed off, no one else knew about this situation, and if it's ongoing, then they know where to come, because it's a township road.
Once we're finished here tonight, then they need to get in touch with us. Yeah, tell them, please come to the public meeting. That's the only way we're going to be made aware of it. Okay. Okay, do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-18?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Nay? Okay, all right, no problem. Okay. Action to adopt Resolution 2024-19, authorizing the acceptance of portions of Patriot Road of the Shadebrook Development Phase 4. And then again, it's the exact same thing as the first two. So do I have any questions about the Shadebrook development? Shadebrook is Union Station, which is out behind Dauphin County Tech. It's the TND development, and this is the fourth phase of that development. There are alleys in that phase, which the HOA will be taking care of, but part of Patriot Road is going to be a township road after tonight. Okay? Okay, do I have a motion to accept Resolution 2024-19?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Ms. Smith, can we please have a roll call on this one?
Mr. Navarro? Mr. Zumis?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Judd?
Aye.
Mrs. Thompson, sorry. Mrs. Lindsay?
I'll be abstaining for personal reasons. Okay. Action to adopt Resolution 2024-20, conveying certain previous dedicated streets to the Dauphin County Clerk of Courts road docket.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this resolution simply allows all those previously dedicated roadways to be conveyed to the Dauphin County Clerk of Court's office, basically to officially record them within the county road docket.
Okay.
So this is also an annual action that the board must take after the completion of all of the dedications.
Okay, any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-20?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Improvement guarantees, there's just one there. Yes. Sheets at Colonial Road, we have an extension. Any questions on the improvement guarantee at Sheets? Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the improvement to approve the improvement guarantees for Sheets on Colonial Road?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. We have payment of bills at Lower Paxton Township.
Yes, moved by Mr. Navarro, second by me.
We have payment of bills, Lower Paxton Township, Lower Paxton Township Authority. Any questions on the bills? Do I have a motion to approve the bills?
Madam Chair, I'm going to be abstaining from this for personal reasons.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the payment of bills?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Navarro,
Abstain.
Mr. Zumis,
Aye.
Mr. Judd,
Aye.
Ms. Thompson,
Aye.
Mrs. Lindsay.
Aye. Okay. The announcements that we have this evening, next Tuesday night in this room at 7 o'clock, we will have the Sewer Authority meeting, and your Sewer Authority Board will be here. It'll also be on the TV channels 21 and 20, so if you'd like to come and listen, or you can listen to us on TV. And then the board will meet, the Board of Supervisors here will meet the first Tuesday of September. Can't believe it's going to be September. That's crazy, so. And, yeah.
Sorry, do you want to make an announcement about the show and tell that the Historical Commission's having?
Oh, okay, so Thursday, and you know what, I'm not too sure what the date is. Is that the 5th?
I thought it was the
Their next meeting is the first Thursday of September.
ask Mr. Mintz.
Was that
Okay, Mr. Minsker, can you come up?
September 5th?
Is it the
you
5th?
said?
You want to come up? Yeah, the Historical Commission meets the first Thursday of each month, and this September they will be having a program. And Mr. Minsker is one of the commission members on the Historical Commission.
Yes, Bill Minsker. We're inviting the public to bring anything they have, pictures, items, written material connected to the history of our township, and we're doing a show and tell. We're really eager to see what the public has and give them an idea of, if they're not sure what they have, maybe we can help them identify things and items like that. We're going to set things out on tables and
The date?
do a show and tell. The 5th of
September
September,
5th.
first Thursday of the month, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Oh, I thought it
Great,
was
great idea.
I think it's 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah, okay.
In this room.
In this room, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Municipal,
yes. here.
municipal building,
Yeah.
Prince Street.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great idea, Bill.
The Historical Commission, all the commissioners that sit on there, they work very, very hard. They're out digging for artifacts, and they also take different artifacts. If you have something really old from the township, please feel free to bring it. We have showcases out in the lobby that has their artifacts in it that they're constantly changing. So, did you want to offer anything else, Mr. Minsker?
We're organizing our list of programs throughout this year and starting for next year also, which will be advertised on our information material that we present on the internet.
Okay. Can you see that Mr. Schertzer gets those on, so we can put them on our Facebook page, please?
Correct.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Will do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else?
It's like our own antique roadshow.
Yeah. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Thank you all for attending tonight. Meeting adjourned.